I've just logged in again. Let's hope. अच्छा मैं करना भाई. I will just start it and then I have to close this one, because Namaskar. Am I audible now? Because Namaskar. Am I audible now? Okay, now we are live. Namaskar, Sagni. I think there was some technical glitch. I have removed it now. I hope I'm audible to everyone. We have today with us on this Kathbath, we have Shri Sunil Kaul from Kolkata. This is Kashmiri Pandit Sabha. This is Kashmiri Sabha, they call it.
Kashmir Sabha, Kolkata.
Yes. So first of all, I would like to give a brief about Kathbath, which is Aiks Kathbath. Aiks Kathbath is basically a conversation, a very candid conversation with our guests. And sometimes we have our own team as our guests, very senior people like our president last time we had hosted him. And let me just share with you that this Kathbath started almost 16 years back when Dr. Raina, who is our president right now, he is the president of All India Kashmiri Samaj. He started this conversation with the community members to just make sure that we reach out to people and really discuss about what is happening in community, what new things are happening, and how we are actually progressing on our activism of social activism. So when he was president of Kashmiri Pandit United Front, and then he started it, and during the COVID times, All India Kashmiri Samaj again started Kathbath, and quite recently we now set up it as a digital arm of All India Kashmiri Samaj. And as you all are aware that All India Kashmiri Samaj is 42-year-old organization, and a lot of community stalwarts have led this organization. And now we have somehow this current organization, this current team, has decided, led by Dr. Ramesh Raina, that we should now do this Kathbath regularly, especially to connect with our affiliates, to connect with our strong affiliates nationally and internationally. So this is our first Kathbath with our Kolkata affiliate, and we have Kolkata Sabha President Shri Sunil Kaul with us today. We welcome you wholeheartedly, Sunilji. I know that you have done commendable hosting of All India Kashmiri Samaj in Calcutta quite recently, last month, or I would say early this month, when our team was there, led by our president, and we really thank you for your hospitality and the kind of warm welcome you gave to our team, and the kind of media presence we got and media attention we got, because Kashmiri Pandit community, we all know that we have a lot of challenges in front of us, and I think this time you had you actually extended all that support, and we really wholeheartedly thank you for that. I just want to tell my community members that Kashmir Sabha Kolkata is almost 66-year-old organization. It's one of the oldest after I would say Kashmiri Bhat Sabha in Jammu. I think this is another a legendary organization led by stalwarts of our community. And I think 66 years is not a small time. It is much before. It's twice the time we are in exile. So it's a very old organization, and we have a beautiful center there where the cultural heritage is being propagated among Kashmiri Pandit community living in Kolkata. We have this organization has got about 150 members, life members, but currently, as I have come to know, that only 35 families are actively participating, and still, commendable job by the organization. So, welcome once again, Sunilji. Welcome, Karan. And I have my colleague, Dr. Manorama Bakshi. She is the vice president of our All India Kashmiri Samaj. So welcome you all also. So both of us are going to take this conversation, a candid conversation with Sunilji, just to get to know that what your Sabha is doing, what all you are doing in the current position, leadership position as a president, because we have a lot of organizations in the country, a lot of KP organizations. But as I wrote to somebody in the morning, somebody wrote a message that, what is this all about? So I said that let's really appreciate the good work which a lot of organizations have done in the last 30, 60 or 100 years. And we must all take credit as a collective credit for this immense progress in many ways, just to maintain and sustain our cultural heritage and our religion, our language and everything forward. So over to you, Manorama. I think you should start as a ritual. You should start the first question, and I'm listening, and then probably we can take this conversation forward. Over to you.
Manoj, you are mute.
Namaskar by opinion, and especially Sunilji, welcoming you to this platform, Kathbath. Sunilji, as probably not this time in this Kolkata conclave, but definitely I had a privilege to meet you way back, couple of years back when I had come to Kolkata. I had seen the kind of place you have developed, especially Kolkata Samaj and Kashmiri Samaj Kolkata, and the kind of rapport you have built there, the kind of love and affection you have within your community members, Kashmiri Pandit community. But during that time also, I have seen that Kashmiri Pandit contribution to Kolkata is quite huge. Saying so, I mean to say that way back, because when I was trying to find out who all are there, Kashmiri Pandits in Kolkata, I did a bit of research and I came to know that the judge of Kolkata High Court in 1863, it happened to be a Kashmiri Pandit. So before I will tell you, Shambhunath Pandit ji and jo unke father se, Sadashiv Pandit ji. And it seems that Sadashiv Pandit had actually moved from Kashmir, gone to there. Then he had his education way back in Lucknow. And then he again went to Kolkata. And jo Shambhunath ji Pandit the, he was the first judge of Free India in Kolkata. So, I mean, that is the kind of contribution, and that's the kind of base Kashmiri Pandits have set in Calcutta.
I can add that there is a hospital and a road which is running under his name.
Yes. In fact, NHS, since I belong to medical fraternity, sometime back somebody told me that there is some Lala Lajpat Rai Sarai or something where in Shambhunath Hospital unhone kiya hai khada, Calcutta mein.
There's the Shambhunath Pandit Hospital is there. It's a very famous hospital here.
Yeah.
And there's a street named after him.
Yeah.
Shambhunath Pandit Street also.
Yeah, so I would like to know a bit more about the Kolkata Kashmiri Samaj, how it was established, who were the key stalwarts, and a little background of the whole thing. Over to you, Sunilji.
There's one good thing about the Sabha I should say first, and all that, though he's Vinodji thanked me for all the support that we provided during this conclave. Credit goes to the entire team that I have here, and they are the actual people who work here. Now, we have a lot of, have had stalwarts here from 1956 onwards. But one good culture that has come up here is that individuals are not important. It's the organization that is more important. And the focus is more on the organization and what the organization can do, not the individual's contributions are not mentioned in that way. So that is the culture that has been here. And that's what we are continuing with it even today. That for us, though they have been stalwarts, I have been lucky to work with some of the stalwarts who were the, basically who set up the Sabha in 1956. Some of them I have been lucky to work with. Some of them we have lost in the last few years. And one we have lost to Faridabad very recently, Mr. Dr. Moza, who has moved to Faridabad. He's moved to Faridabad now, so he settled there. So, but these are stalwarts like Ogra Saab was there. We had Mr. Parallel Pandit, those those who I had the pleasure to work with and learn a lot from them. We have Mr. Saab, who's keeping coming in and out of Pune. So there's a lot to imbibe from these stalwarts who have been there from. At the Sabha, basically, if you really look at it, how it has come up, it's a very interesting story which I've been told, is that there was somebody who passed away, and they did not have the pallbearers for people to lift the body. And once the news came up, then immediately this a group formed and all that. And from that group in 1956, Sabha has come up. There are many people whose names are involved. I don't remember all of them, but there's not like Udainath Paul, like Professor Munchi's dad. I mean, there are many people who have been involved. So that's basically it. I like to leave it with, as I said, individuals somehow are not very important here. It is mostly the Sabha which the work that is looked after. So that's the culture we are continuing with. So that's how I think Sabha has basically come up and how we're working with it.
Fantastic, fantastic. You have been very, very humble, even though like the kind of praise and allocates I heard from Dr. Rana about you, the way you had organized there, and your rapport.
As I said, it's not me who was organizing. It was the team which was organizing. I was only
team.
there. I was the
team.
figurative
Your
head,
team.
basically. So I don't want to take the credit of the team. The team credit goes to the team.
Yeah, and I believe that you have a fantastic relationship on ground with the NGOs. That is what I have been told, that you had a very good rapport within all the NGOs and the ground level there. Sunil ji, I would like to know a bit about, like, क्योंकि मैंने वो पूरा building आपका देखा, that is in one of the poshest areas, Salt Lake में, plus the kind of like building, it's a huge building with a fantastic library. So how, and I mean, I had also the privilege that time to meet Dr. B.K. Moza, and we discussed a lot about the pharmacy and his doctorate and how he missed being a doctor in Kashmir because of, the political scenario Kashmir ka tha tab. I would like to know a bit more about how you could get in that prized position, your place for Kashmiri Sabha, and the way you have maintained it, and you are organizing all the key events and cultural events there, all the Kashmiri festivals there. It has everything that one can think of. So ye kit kinga matlab ki yat pahunch jaye, place mailing, and then such a huge building.
Posh today, yes, it is posh, but when it was set up, I don't think it was posh at that stage. But yes, it was coming up society at that time, and Sabha has been there from 56, so they were having functions outside. They would hire halls, they would hire residences and do it at either outside halls or residences. There are a lot of places they would do the functions actually, and a lot of meetings and Havan especially, annual Havan, which is the major function, used to be done. I think it was 1990, the Exodus, which has kicked up the tempo. The land was already organized by the stalwarts. Mr. Ogra was there. I think I understand he was the lead. Dr. Moza was there. They were the lead people who were able to get the land allotted through their connections with the government. And then it was one Mr. Kedar who took on the mantleship, the president. Under his presidentship, this whole building came up. And it's been a phenomenal work. I think from between 90s to 96, somewhere around that time, this building has been made and constructed, and it's been constructed at one go. It's not a small task at that time, and a lot of hard work, sweat, blood has gone into it. So I can understand a lot of work has gone into it, and I mean we are thankful to Mr. Dhar for this. So as I said, we don't take names generally, but then I think I need to take that name. And personally, I think I need to thank him for creating this building there with the meager resources that we have had at that stage.
Over to you, Vinodji. You can take a couple of questions.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I have loads of questions. I have some more questions, but in the end, I may come up with them.
Sure.
You please continue for some time.
Sure. So I would like to just share with everyone that Sunilji is basically a mechanical engineer from REC Srinagar, which is now NIT, and he is a 1983 batch engineer. a prolific engineer with 39 years of experience with Union Carbide, which is a very big company. He actually right now he is
Today known as Eveready Industries.
Eveready Industries. I was about to say that Eveready Industries, and most of the time he has spent in Chennai, in Tamil Nadu, and then from the last 14, 15 years, or maybe 17 years, if I'm not mistaken.
17 years from 2004.
17 years you are in Kolkata with your family. So obviously, with this background, with engineering background, with management leadership profile, and I'm sure that you must be contributing, and you are contributing in this, as you said in our conversation a couple of days back, that you have been around with this Sabha for the last 10, 12 years now. And my question to you is that what is your personal vision and your objectives, in this term? Because I came to know, and it's quite surprising, and I think we should all learn from this, that you have only one term as a constitution. One term means 1 year.
1 year term.
1 year term. And normally a constitution of any organization is 2 terms, or 2 years or 3 years. But here in Kolkata, we have an absolutely amazing constitution, which is, okay, you have to serve for the, and this 1 year means that you have some greatest tasks you have to do as a leader. So I think this is something to learn from. And I would request you to, if you can just share with us that what is your personal vision, and how do you want to bring change, and what all new milestones you have in your mind as objectives to take this organization to the next level of leadership, when the new leader comes in next year.
Honestly, I think today I don't look beyond the day, because I am afraid that Calcutta Sabha is on the decline because of the membership.
Right.
We are having a severe crunch on membership, active members, and that's becoming a big bottleneck for us. We have been trying to reach out to young crowd, which is there. We understand a lot of young people have come into Calcutta, especially in the IT sector, who are working around, but somehow not connecting with the Sabha, whatever reasons. So we are right now trying to reach out, make a program and reach out to them and see how we can bring them into our fold. So that is actually the vision of which we would like to have more membership, but then it makes more sense to work with. Otherwise, today we find it's got limited to, as I said, 30, 35 families, and it's on the wane, which is not the right thing to do. Unfortunately, Calcutta is a place which is a dying city as such, and not many jobs are coming up. You have a political problem here, which I don't want to elaborate much on that, but then not much of industries are coming in. So hence the job scene is also pretty bad. And most of the people who have been here, their kids are going out. So we're left with only the old people. And one by one, these people also, like, as I said, like Moza Sahab has moved to, Dr. Moza has moved to Faridabad. Mr. Sahab is spending more time in Calcutta. Rather than in Calcutta, he's spending more time in Pune. So that kind of thing is happening. But I still should be very thankful to the members that who have been joining us on and off, who come here on transfer, work for, spend a couple of years, 3 years there, but the amounts of support they've been providing, even this after going back from this place, the connects that they have developed with this place, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. One basic reason for that, as I said, is because here we don't have that culture of internal politics. The dynamics is that it's a family, and it works like that. It's an interesting part of it is that when I first time went to the Sabha in 2008, it was the annual Havan. The previous night I went there, I was invited, and this is the first time I was going to the Sabha. So me and my wife, we went there. She had earlier been there for a couple of occasions, but that was the first time I was going. So evening we went, so thinking that we'll come back in a couple of hours, and then and suddenly Mr. Misri, he sat with me there and he started talking to me and asked me about what are you doing, how when you have come, kaise chal raha hai, all that. And at the end of it, he started telling me tomorrow morning there's an election here, and I'm putting your name for secretary. And I kept saying no, I don't have time. But I was really did not have much time that time. I was the engineering head and the projects head at that time for the company. But then he was so insisting, and at the end of it, I thought, anyway, this such an old man is asking me with such humbleness, he's requesting it. It become difficult for me to also say no. So I said, okay, fine. If you say so, you can give my name. mentally, I was picturing that tomorrow an election means nobody will vote for me. Anyway, nobody knows me. This is the first day. Who will vote for me? So next day when the election happened, so they told me, come to the election on the first floor. And suddenly somebody said, okay, who's there for the secretary? And Mr. Missy said, okay, Sunil Kohl is there. And everybody claps that Sunil Kohl is the secretary. That's it. That's the election. There was no second name discussed.
Yeah.
And I mean, it just fell on my lap. And from that day onwards, it's been like that. I mean, when I became vice president or then the president, or I even went off when Binaji became president, Binaji Mistry became the president. In fact, I think this Sabha has more presidents, ex-presidents than any other. And all of them work actively in the executive committee. So
because the time is short, I think, this 1 year, I think anybody who is in the leadership position has a very defined role and defined things to do. I think this is something new to learn from, and that's what I said.
One more thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
please
I
go
have
ahead.
butterflies in my stomach, and I want to ask you because I would like to hear from Mr. Sunil Kaul. Is it a pros or con to have 1 year presidency? Because working in
Honestly
the
speaking-
setups, give me a second. Because it takes some time to warm up, to understand, at least couple of, maybe 1 month, 2 months to understand, like how a leader will take it forward. So is 1 year a pros or con? Number one, I'm very sorry, Vinod.
Please, I think you asked the right question. You asked the right question from your side. Please go ahead.
Yeah. You have to answer both, Sunil. I'm sorry.
No, I'll give the right answer because honestly speaking, when I first became the secretary, my mind was only working on 1 year, that formula and all that. But what I found here, immediate recognition of the work that you do, whatever little you do, how much interest you take. And I remained secretary for, I think, 3 years continuously. And then when I became the president, they refused to take me off. They wouldn't let me go for 4 or 5 years in the first term. And once Binaji gave up her term after, I think, 3 years, they just pushed it back into my lap. So I would say that time is not a constraint. Looking at if you're willing to work, you have a commitment, dedication is there, and I mean, you have no personal interests involved in it, then I don't think there's an issue. Time is an issue.
Fantastic. So Manoramaji, you got your answer?
Yeah. Please continue.
So wonderful. No, I think as you rightly said, Sunilji, basically, I believe that leadership is basically showing the way forward to other people. If you can just do that, you may be at a secretary position, you may be at president's position or any other position. It's a position of commitment.
Honestly, it is not the position that matters. It is, again, I'm repeatedly saying this. This is something which I think all organizations, I would request and humbly request all organizations, all our leaders to drop their names too often being taken and talk about more about organizations. If I talk about Kashmir Sabha Kolkata, I'm not only talking about myself.
Right.
I don't need to keep on saying I, Sunil Kohl, Kashmir Sabha Kolkata. I don't think that is required. I think we need to drop this I and get into the we mode much more.
Absolutely.
So that is something which is missing in our most of the sabhas, and that is why we have a lot of problems in sabhas. Internal dynamics gives us get into dimensions, into divisions, and then you have groups and all that. So I don't want to comment more on that, but I would personally feel that people work more with the organization as the front and keep that organization as the front. Individuals, particularly initially, I'm only saying they will get remembered automatically if they have done good work. They don't have to showcase their work. If the work of the organization is showcased, their work gets automatically showcased.
Thank you. That's wonderful. I think that is, you have to actually show up with the example. You have to actually do something and then make some change, bring some change in the organization, then people will follow. And after all, it's a social commitment. It's a social.
That's why I said I have been very lucky to be part of the Kashmir Sabha Kolkata, because the culture here, I don't think others will understand. The kind of dynamics that I've seen in other sabhas, because I have traveled now across length and breadth of India. I've stayed in many places, Lucknow, Noida, South, Chennai, Calcutta. I have seen many sabhas. It is very difficult for any ordinary person to get into that and then get into, kind of leadership positions there. But here, I mean, you're just accepted. And if you're doing good work, so be it. You carry on.
Absolutely. So I think this collective growth and collective coming together is most important thing, because a lot of people are against this formula, that what the leaders are doing. I believe that every organization is doing something with their community at that region. So that regional focus is very important. So just to keep people bound together.
If you look at the basic, when the Sabha was created here, there are certain guidelines which these people have put in that we will work on the culture, preservation of language. We will work on, the bonding. So that's how, those are the briefs given there. And we have not, in the last 66 years, nobody has tried to move away from that. That is the brief we continue to follow. Yes, maybe Bhavan is built, Bhavan is modernized, you put a lift, you put this. Those are all, other aspects. But basic work which is being done is on basically the social empowerment of our own community members.
Yeah.
Trying to keep our traditions alive.
Yeah.
Trying to reach out to younger members and see how they can join us and carry on the legacy. And in that case, the Bhavan becomes the connect. Sthan for us to, like my wife, when she goes, she says,
right.
That kind of concept.
Spirit. That's the spirit, yeah.
So when all ladies, not only my wife, I took her name but all ladies who come, they say it's my Malun. So that kind of thing, that connect, that needs to be created at every other place. And I think.
Thank you. Very good.
Lot to be done.
Very nice. Yeah. So Manorama, you have next question. You have.
Yeah. Actually, Sunilji, AIKS is actually affiliate-driven organization, as you know yourself. So I would like to know more, from your mouth, from the horse's mouth. What is your experience of working with AIKS, number one? Past as well as present, like recently we had the Kolkata conclave. And how would you sort of like to make this relationship more stronger and more addressing to the community needs, etc.?
I have had the pleasure and honor, to be vice president of AIKS in my earlier term also, when Mr. Motikol was there. In fact, he was there. I invited him to Calcutta. He came over to Calcutta and spent a couple of days with us here. And this time, Dr. Raina also. My only problem with AIKS, personally, if you ask me, is that waxing and waning with individuals. Goals keep changing, goalposts keep shifting. What was true for Motikol today is not true for Dr. Raina. So somewhere those goals which are defined, it is left to the whims and fancies of the individuals. That is where I have a little bit of an issue on that. As such, Calcutta Sabha has been the pioneer and in accepting AIKS as the central organization at the top, and we still believe that AIKS has to be the central organization and it has to be the apex body for us. And that's how we have been working with all of the people. Noji, I think Echo is coming back.
I think that Sunilji has been too candid.
Echo will be there from our hearts to people. That is the echo people have to listen and hear about, because you're talking something absolutely relevant. I think we are absolutely fine. There's no echo.
I would like to see AIKS focus on basically 2 or 3 issues and forget about everything else. The issue should be of rehabilitation. And when we talk rehabilitation, we should also be practical about it. Let's understand that most of us are not going to go back. The issue of saying that rehabilitation has been, it's our claim. We should continue that claim on the land. It's our land, our ancestors' land. And as and when we like, whether we would like to go there for a day or a month or a year or our whole lives, that door should be always open for us. So that is one part of it. But we should work with the team who is already there. We have, today is the current issue with Rahul Panta's assassination. We see what's happening there. it's utmost important that we work for the safety of these people there. They have gone back. They have their own interests why they went back. Maybe unki majburi thi ya kya issue was the man. They've gone back. They've taken that job and gone back. And now they're getting massacred there. They're living the life in a difficult time. So we, as I see that AIKS will take the lead in making their life more comfortable first, make it more secure if they have to continue to work. Second aspect, which is very, very important for AIKS also to understand, that we cannot alienate the whole society there. In fact, it came out loud and clear here also when Dr. Raina was here. I was very vocal about it, that we need to build bridges with the civil society there. Yes, they remained silent when we were getting thrown out. They also had their problems. They also were getting, some of them were getting killed. Let's not look at what happened at that stage. Let's look at what we can do today. How we can work with the civil society there. Because unless they want us there, we cannot survive there. Living in ghettos, that is, why go back if you have to live in a ghetto? Please tell me, why? I mean, there's no reason for me to sacrifice my independence. That if I have to go back and settle into a ghetto where I will be covered, security all over me. No, I don't need that kind of place. But I have to go back and look around my shoulder all the time. For that, we need to build bridges with society. We need to start. In fact, I had suggested that we should have a conference, a conclave in Srinagar, and maybe invite some. Look at who are the positive-minded people there, whether they're in teaching profession, whether they're in artists, because a lot of work is being done otherwise. I saw I think Omed is doing some cultural program right now. So some connectivity is getting built. We need to build on that. And that is very, very important. If we are really wanting to go back, if we want to keep it alive, from chest beating and all that, then whatever we have done in 30 years, we'll continue to do for next 30 years also. Somewhere we have to make that, you were saying, differentiation, make that change in our approach and go for that. Yes, if we want to go back, the only way to go back is that the local community should accept us as part of their own, and they should be our security. So that's for that we need to build bridges, which is very, very important. Yes, militants are there. That will continue to happen for some more time while government works on security. We cannot expect government to do everything for us.
No, I think
that's impossible for any government to do.
The kind of unity they have demonstrated, the youngsters have demonstrated this time. That is yesterday when there was a 10th day Kriya of Rahul Bhatt. So it was amazing. It is we sitting here in scorching heat in Delhi. We can imagine that. What is it when you are on the road and you are protesting for your own rights? I think that is the right way of doing it, and we all have to come together and unite and really work.
We need to ensure that they remain safe. Our acts should not be such that we make their safety into make it an issue for them to survive there. So our acts have to be in such a way, whatever words we use, I choose to talk, it has to be in such a way that yes, we are building bridges, not breaking bridges. I look at it that way. So that's one change I would want AIKS to do in their program. Somewhere down the road, we start working on building bridges around with the civil society there. And I know we have to make a change. We have to make a change, and slowly things will change.
In fact, Dr. Raina, over a couple of last few months that I have been observing and watching him, he has been trying to build this, trying to break the walls and build the bridges. That is what his effort also. I have seen him doing, but how much successful and how much
that's why I'm saying it has to be done at organization level. It has to be built into the organization. It cannot be one man.
Yeah.
It cannot be one man. It has to be the organization level. It has to be done. It has to be the focus of the organization that we'll do it. Then we'll find ways. Definitely we'll find ways. If it is a one-man agenda and everybody else is opposing it, then it can never work. It has to be built into the AIKS constitution itself that this is what road forward for us, or the vision document, or whatever we call it.
Yeah, Vinodji.
Yes.
Vinodji, would you like to take anything? Any other question?
Yeah. So, do you have any question, Manorama? Do you have anything else?
In the end, I would like to know, because I don't know, as a person, because when I was visiting Kolkata, I was going to Diamond Harbour and other places as a health professional, and I used to come across this Kashmiri Pandit thing, whole scenario, that this is the guy, person who had actually the first, you can say, the Shambhunath Pandit, about Sadashiv Pandit and Shambhunath Pandit. Bumara प्रसव तो युति आख चीजों उसमें मनस मजन क्या मतलब are they doing something for the community या using that hospital चो तात्मा चाहिए क्या मतलब but involved
No,
Neil Kolji
no,
yeah
nothing.
is there
Nothing.
any recognition
The problem is
Kashmiri Pandit
that
has been
the
the
descendants,
initiator?
the descendants have, most of them have settled outside. And we tried to trace them a few years back when sanitary year was there. We wanted to have a kind of celebration and, do a health station, which didn't work out. Ultimately, it was done in the High Court. His bust was unveiled there. So at that time, we tried to reach out to some of the descendants. But I mean, it's gone beyond. I mean, you can understand. He married a Bengali woman also, and then he had children from them. From the Kashmiri side, he didn't have any children. We understand.
Okay.
So that's how things have got drifted apart. But yes, we still recognize him as one of the pioneers here. We feel pride. I mean, when I see the Chauna Pandit Street, I find it's very close to that place. It gives that sense of pride that yes, okay, somebody has contributed to that, and his name is still there. And it's going to be around for some more time.
Vinodji, even though it was a slightly off the track question, but मेरी curiosity ना मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा थी इस बारे में. You can end up the session based on the conversation.
ये जो कथबात है मनोरमा जी, this is a candid conversation, and that is the whole intent. We are just trying to strengthen this bond, and whatever Sunil ji has said, I've heard him. We have heard him, and I've noted down also. So I'm just concluding this now. We are now almost at the fag end of the session, today's Kathbath. I would like to say what he said was, first is that organization has to be an organizational leadership. Individuals don't matter. And absolutely, I agree with you, sir. I think any leader who is vulnerable, who wants to really bring in some good change in the organization, and that too in social organization, is very important. And I think you're an example for that. So first of all, I think that was a good point. Second was you said that AIKS should really work as a real apex organization. You have accepted that, yes, you have recognized, and obviously we are there, as an apex organization. But then there has been certain activities which were not really, focused in the last few years. And I think now with the leadership in the hands of Dr. Raina, I'm sure that he's a very capable person individually. He is a very good speaker. He understands. He has got a great knowledge about the whole scenario, and he has been into this political and socio-political space for quite some time. And I'm strongly in favor that his purview is that he works with the team. But yes, he wants to take the extended family, like the affiliates, along with them, because you guys, the leadership of each and every affiliate, when they come with Dr. Raina, you all together can really make a big change. It's not all about secretaries and other people. We are always there, but the leaders are leaders. When they come together as a strong team, then we can really achieve anything. For example, a lot of people.
I can only assure you that you will not find Kashmir Sabha Kolkata wanting in giving the support that is required if the goals are common.
No, definitely. That is where the alignment is all about. We have to align with you. You have to align with us. Ultimately, we have one common mission as KP organizations, and that mission shall always remain one goal and one mission for everyone. It's like one dream, one team. So it's like that. So we have to work on that. And the last but not the least is that you talked about that there is a crunch of membership. I would say that whenever we fall short of this particular support system from the community, I think we should also think of going beyond the community. Obviously, our community needs the strongest help right now. There's a lot of people who need help, who are actually deprived, of the basic things, but there are very few families of that sort. We are already, as you must be aware, that we are working with a lot of other organizations where we are trying to raise funds, for these people. So I think let us join hands together, Sunilji, and really bring in change in serving the community, not only politically but socially and with great amount of compassion and with great amount of that care for our community. And obviously, when a lot of people ask us that, why are you not in Srinagar today? Because for the protest, and you should be there. But yes, we say that we have our teams there, we have our people there, we have our youth there. We are all our president is in touch with each and everybody there. And I think I'm sure that last 4 or 5 days, and he has been so engrossed in discussions with media and with the local supporting organizations. He's talking to a lot of NGOs and all. I think things are going in the right direction. But yes, we have to bring in change, and we have to, do something which is tangible for the organization.
Let us meet in Srinagar.
Yes,
let
we
us
will
have a
do
conclave
that.
in Srinagar.
We will do that.
Let us take that courage and have the conviction. Have that conviction. Let's go to Srinagar.
That's wonderful. Wonderful, Sunil. That's what we are also wanting. We all are wanting, actually.
Chaya, thank you so much, Sunilji.
Thanks.
It was wonderful having you on this platform of Kathbath. I'm sure that there's a lot more to do together. So
there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do.
On behalf of entire team of AIKS, and we'll be in conversation again. And thank you, Manorama, for joining me on this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Namaskar, Mara. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Namaskar.